and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo and we're here at Sunset Gower Studios in Hollywood. I'm delighted to join with Ryan with his fantastic film, Creature Comfort. Let's take a look at the clip. Ryan, so lovely to have you here. Thank you so much for bringing your film to us, and welcome to the New Filmmakers LA family. For those that haven't seen Creature Comfort, tell us a brief synopsis.
Well, thank you for having me, and thanks to everybody at New Filmmakers LA. You guys have done an incredible job.
Oh, thank you.
And it's an honor to be here.
Thank
But
you.
Creature Comfort is a stop-motion animated film. It's about a creature wandering the woods looking for clues about its past life, only to find the answers within the shadows of its mind. Follows a creature and a human, and throughout the film you realize how they're connected, and kind of deals with themes of mental health and how sometimes you don't know how someone's feeling, and it might be good to ask someone once in a while how they're doing.
Yeah. I mean, well done for making this film. Firstly, you have tremendous talent, you know, as animated director, everything, like the people that were involved in making the project. But secondly, like, we've never seen a film about this person and then this creature and then mental health and all of those things that were so important. Where did the inspiration come for you in creating this story?
I wish I knew to pinpoint when it was, because I felt you were going to ask that. So I've been trying to wrap my head around when was the moment I knew I wanted to make it. And I think it was when I was at a movie theater with my dad, and we used to go watch the Oscar shorts when they would do their runs in the theaters. And I saw a film called Negative Space. I think it's one of the best films I've ever seen. It's 5 minutes long, but it's about a son who remembers his father through packing. And the way it was told visually with stop motion just really, it just captured me. And I thought it was such a unique way to tell a story. And that's when I knew I wanted to get into stop motion and animation. And when I came up with the idea for Creature Comfort specifically, there's a lot of stuff happening in my life personally, and I thought I wanted to see more representation within people talking about mental health, and I think it's a really tough subject to talk about, and it's just something I wanted to blend together. So when I had a year to work on a film in college, that's when I was like, all right, felt right to put all my eggs into this basket for that year.
Absolutely, and this, you know, you kind of brought two worlds together, you know, from this, you know, creature in the woods to, you know, this, you know, other life that was existing as well that kind of ended up coexisting together. I love this world you created. Like, I'm always fascinated with just a imagination that has been created in stop motion and how much work goes into it. But how did you even know and begin to develop, to sort of understand, to create this world? What kind of practice do you have to take place to sort of know how you want your experience to feel?
I think I gotta give a lot of credit to our lead animator, Aidan Whittam. He's in the UK, and he just did such a fantastic job. I saw his stuff on Instagram when I was looking for potential people to work with, and his work really captured me, and I thought it was just brilliant. He's brilliant. And he really helped me understand how animation works, first of all, but also how you can build a world in stop motion. And I kind of had all these designs of characters, and the creature in the film looked a little different when I brought it to him, but he really helped shape everything into how the world would look and how the characters could have their own unique style, different than maybe what you've seen in other animated works.
I mean, the detail, even from just, you know, in the bedroom to in the forest, it was so detailed. I think one of the hardest things I've ever seen in film was in your film was seeing stop motion characters cry. It's like, this was painful, but brilliant.
Thank you. He did such an incredible job, and that's hand sanitizer that is used.
There you go, trick of the
for
trade.
Doing it, and what we did, because a lot of it was done through Zoom, because we made this during my last year of college. Which is crazy to think about, but we did it over the computer, so it'd stay up and he would frame shots, and kind of seeing his process as well was truly incredible. So he did like hand sanitizer for that. That's something I never thought you would do, and other little tricks that he would pull off. It was mind-boggling. So yeah, very lucky to have him on the film, and yeah, he did a great job.
And what's it like directing this style of film? Like, how was that experience?
It was definitely a learning experience. It's something that I've learned from, because in animation it is different. It's not pre-production, production, post-production. Really, it's pre-production and then post-production. Making the animatic, which is kind of stills from the film, and editing before you even animate. So it was a learning experience trying to figure out how to make an animated film flow and work, and knowing that you can't really have any wasted takes. It takes so much time to do this frame by frame, and you don't want to have any wasted shots. So that was something I really learned, was needing to be organized and communicate, and doing that to someone in a different country was a learning experience too, because we had to try to figure out, maybe I stay up until like 1 a.m. and it's morning for him, and trying to figure out how best to do it. So
absolutely, yeah. Well done. You did a good job.
Thank you.
You can't help but look. I mean, again, when you've seen a film for the first time in this style, in this genre, covering mental health was a really mesmerizing experience. And I'm just curious, like, what has the reaction been for sharing this with audiences, and what's that been like for you?
It's been really great. I think I've gotten some good response just with the nature of the film. I was a little scared because I think there are some shocking moments in the film and some visceral moments that I didn't know how people would feel, and I didn't want to make anything that would trigger anybody. And it still might, but I do think the film, seeing it with an audience like last night at NewFilmmakers LA, was really a rewarding experience. Hearing people cry and just their reaction, I thought was kind of cool. Just for anybody to be impacted by it. I always try to make a film, and if at least one person can be impacted by it, I feel like I've done my job. So that's something I really like to do. And with this film, if anybody watches it and is impacted, that's what it means the most to me.
That's amazing. I think we definitely did impact, and I think it was just nice to, create something where we can remind to check in with each other, as well. What was the biggest? I mean, this is obviously, there's nothing about this genre of film that's not challenging. What was the biggest kind of challenges or things that you were surprising that you things you went through, overcame? What was that experience like for you?
I think the biggest challenge was probably overcoming overthinking, if that makes sense. I think in this style, with how shots are framed, specifically the opening shot of the creature, that was the shot that we probably spent 3 hours just trying to frame. And what I've learned is just not to overthink it, just kind of live with the result. And I always think about watching it, I'm like, okay, maybe I would have trimmed off a few frames here, made it tighter. But I think at the end of the day, it's good to just live with it, knowing I did my best, and living with the result. So that was definitely something, just overthinking, I've tried to just completely take out of my arsenal. So
good job. Yeah, good job on that. Well, what is next for you?
Well, I've been developing a feature adaptation of the film.
Oh, great.
And that's kind of been in the back burner. I'm trying to give myself time away from it, but done concept art for it and all that stuff. So I'm hoping that's my dream project. So hopefully in the future at some point, it would be really nice to make.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then just other short films, trying to do more animated work, and possibly something live action, because I don't want to just be doing animation, because I think I love it so much. I'm trying to branch out a little bit into doing something else. So kind of just a lot of little projects, and hoping one day to make this story even bigger. And
you're so early in your career. I must admit, when I saw this, I was like, could believe how this was made in college. Wow, already you're just immersed into these really depthful stories, and it's amazing. So far in the work that you've done, is there any advice as a filmmaker or anything you go by that's important to you? You've been sharing some really important facts about filmmaking, but what is an essence of what you would share with other filmmakers that want to follow in your footsteps?
Man, I think I need to be taking advice from other people still, but I think the biggest thing I could tell somebody is to not overthink, because that's something that I think really held me back while making the film at some moments. But always believing too. I think there's always going to be doubt when making a film, and not knowing how it's going to turn out, knowing that you're going to get it done, and just to believe in the process. I think is really important, and just have fun. I think filmmaking's so fun. It's collaborative. Meet people, go on Instagram or wherever, and try to reach out and work with people. I think that's what's been the most fun is meeting people that now I feel like, hey, we're going to work on more projects, not just this one. And just building those relationships, I think would be my biggest piece of advice.
Excellent. Well, congratulations, Ryan. We're very looking forward to, thank you for bringing Creature Comfort, but we're looking forward to your next projects. But well done on this, and welcome to the New Filmmakers LA family. I appreciate you.
Thank you, and thank you guys again. You guys have done such an incredible job. It's been rewarding to do all the industry sessions, and knowing that you guys care about the filmmakers, it makes such a difference. So thank you guys.
Can't do it without you. Thank you very much, Ryan, everybody.